Good morning, everybody. We are going to be starting our meeting here in about 5 minutes. Just wanted to kind of start the broadcast and let everybody start joining. And yeah, so we'll start right at 10:05 to give people time to log on and everything. How's it going?
Hey there, how's it going?
Good. Go and have a seat.
How's it going? My name's Jacob. Nice to meet you. Alex, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
All right. Yeah, we are just 10 o'clock. We're starting, so go ahead and have a seat, guys. We're broadcasting.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you as well.
All right. Love that. So, realtor time. So, perfect. All right. Yeah, we're just getting letting everybody kind of take time to log in here and stuff. Almost everybody's going to be logging on live today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. And then most of our agents are actually out on appointments and stuff, so we're going to be, I don't know, about a third of them show up online, like live, and then the rest of them basically watch it sometime over the next month overall. So you got to love technology because, yeah, it avails them to.
What makes it efficient?
Yeah. All right. So one more minute. Perfect. Last month we had so many errors that it, I think out of our 8 months, right? This is our 8th month?
Yeah.
I think maybe 2 or 3 have actually worked out the way we were hoping.
As far as the live broadcast?
Yeah, and then the recording equipment for after the fact and everything. Because ideally, you know, making it as convenient as possible, right? As a brokerage, it's very tough to get agents to require, you know, anything.
Yeah.
And so the idea is to make it so available that there's basically no reason not to, you know. So if they can make it to the office, it's hands down the best experience. They're going to get everything firsthand, get the conversations, get the take-home stuff, you know, anything that people bring, whatnot. And then the people that are live, they still get to ask questions, they still get to contribute and things like that. But then after the fact on our YouTube channel and everything, they get to just watch it, you know, whenever, and still mandate that they get caught up on stuff, you know, all the updates and everything.
Yeah.
So. Perfect. All right.
This is Alex.
So can somebody log on to, can you just pull up the YouTube one, Jacob?
Yeah.
And let me know when people comment and stuff, because unfortunately on my side, it doesn't show. I don't know why. This is the Google Hangout portion. And for some reason, it logs, you start off on YouTube, but you don't see the YouTube comments. So last month, again, the funny issues, I thought, I was like, why is nobody commenting? We're having a great meeting, nobody's speaking to me. And then come to find out, I was looking at the Google Hangout chat, not the YouTube chat, and people were chatting and asking questions and responding, and it was a great meeting. And they were probably wondering, like, why is Josh ignoring me and still having questions? Oh, too funny. Okay.
And so these are monthly meetings?
Yeah, we have one mandatory monthly meeting, and then we have weekly trainings.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Where do you host your trainings this way as well?
For the most part, it kind of depends.
Well,
those we actually post live.
Okay.
These monthly meetings we only go out to our agents in particular.
Okay.
Some trade secrets, I guess you could say, whatever. And then we avail it to our agents specifically. The weekly trainings I actually put on for everybody. You know, I want everybody to see all the training Breakthrough provides and let all agents from any brokerage basically come to most of those.
Right.
So yeah, so that's actually broadcast on a whole bigger level.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good recruitment for sure.
Absolutely. And that's where the commitment, the beginning of this year, it was 52 weeks of training. And we kind of let a few weeks go by, unfortunately, but we've brought it back. And so now we have like our email campaign, so everybody's getting well, you know, it's like inviting people to a birthday party. You don't just invite them once, you invite them how many times they need.
Reminder, it's hard.
So, all right, one more minute. All right. So did you want to go ahead and I'll do like my quick intro numbers, updates, and then let you take over from there for a bit.
Yeah.
Talk about everything you have to offer, and yeah, go from there. So, Helen says good things. So
Good.
keep her saying that.
I was saying true things, okay?
That's exactly what we want.
All right, let's go ahead and get going. All right, so welcome to August meeting. I know we have several people that are sick, several people traveling, and then several people are out on appointments. So yeah, thanks whoever's going to be attending online or after the fact. We have an awesome meeting planned for everybody. We got a couple special guests and some really, I guess, tools that I hope are going to take your careers to the absolute next level. Some amazing stuff. So let's go ahead and dive right in. I'm happy to say this week, Breakthrough Real Estate and Property Management, we passed 100 sales for the year, and we have broken, we're almost at $16 million for the year. We're exactly, I have to update that. I just got the number. It's 101 sales, and we're at like, it's 15.93 something. So we're like, to 16 million. Or is it 16 million to 17? Shoot. I wrote it down. My notebook disappeared this morning somewhere. So, but either way, guys, we are, our great goal was 200 sales. It's still absolutely possible. It's going to require some extra phone calls, extra open houses and stuff, but we can make up that ground. Knowing last year, we only did 108 with almost the same amount of agents total. And the fact that we are just now finishing August. So we have September, October, November, and December left. 108 last year total. We're already at 101. Not only that, but if you factor in last year gross commissions for our agents, we were at $423,000 total gross commissions for agents. Right now, if you include the pending commissions that we have for everything and what we've already closed, we actually already beat last year's commissions counting the pendings. That doesn't include what we have active, and it doesn't include, you know, what people are working on now. That is literally pending and closed. We already beat last year.
That's great stuff.
With 7 less sales.
Yeah.
Can't argue with that. So we're rocking, guys. I mean, seriously, let's just keep stepping it up. Keep putting in your systems. Keep holding to it. Nobody likes making 100 calls, but the reward for making those 100 calls are huge, right? So to keep that going, let's go ahead and do our quick market update, and then we'll get into some more fun stuff. So go ahead and start sharing the screen. And that's so funny how it does that. Oop. And then come over here to stat. All right, this is, as you all know, it's been quite a ridiculous seller's market, right? But it's a very unique seller's market as of late, and I love that we have mortgage guys here to give us some feedback, because interest rates, availability, affordability, they all factor in hugely. And so right now, monthly sales, 8380 for July, okay? As you can see, they're down 7.7 month over month. That typically happens. July is always like one of the slowest months. It's one of the warmest months. People just don't like to move when it's 113 degrees outside. It's one of those things. But year over year, we're up 6.7%. So that means we actually had, year over year, we had 6% more sales than we did in 2017. Okay? 8380. Notice that number, okay? Now we go to new inventory. Okay, new inventory is down 12% month over month. That's a little dramatic. To go down over 10% in that span is crazy. But year over year, we've increased 0.9%. Okay, so sales are up year over year, 6.7%, but the inventory is up only 0.9%. It's still going strong, and as long as these are basically hanging up with these, because you figure, okay, great, we got what, 300 new homes on the market out of how many people, how many listings? And as a whole, we grew that. That's not a lot. I mean, that gets eaten up pretty quickly if you just divide it, what, 2 or 3 per city? You know, so it's still going strong. Now, here's what's to keep it going. Year over year, we've decreased 8.3% total inventory, year over year. So last year at this time, we had almost 10% more homes on the market. It's a seller's market, guys. But not only that, but there are seriously not enough homes on the market. There are not enough homes on the market. We have to be calling everybody we know to let them know that seriously now is the time. And people are predicting, we'll get into that later, within the next 2 years we're going to have it. Nobody knows when, but there's a lot of people predicting crap. Interest rates affect things. There's a lot of factors at play. There's already certain states and cities that are actually already starting to show stuff, right? But right here in Maricopa County, we are in this wonderful, wonderful place right now where if we work harder than we ever have, we're going to get better returns than we ever will. But there's also a dark side to it. When the recession comes, we have to be prepared. And if you don't have 3 to 6 months worth of savings built up, you might feel it. Great agents will never feel as much, but the ones who are prepared, and right now is a historic market. Sales prices, everything. But what's crazy is one of the things I'm going to show you is that this year, historic sales prices, historic sellers market, agents are taking home 10%, over 10% less money this year as on average. Why? Why? That's what we're going to talk about. So, new inventory down 8.3%. Guys, let's call our databases, let's call our leads, let's call everybody. I know how many people, like the one that I helped last night, they found a home they love, so guess what? They are dropping the price on their home to sell. So, twofer. That's this historic market. Almost everybody needs to sell to buy right now. I'm sure you guys are seeing more contingencies than ever.
Right.
Yeah, for good or for bad. Huh? So, 19,000 inventory. One thing to factor in about this is this next part. Okay, so truly, somebody bust out a calculator really quick. We have 19,755 active homes, right?
Mm-hmm.
But only 81% of those are truly active. 16% are UCB and 3% are backups. So what are the true actual numbers? 16,002. We really only have 16,000 active homes on the market right now. Let's come back up. Month supply. We had 8,300 sales last month. What does that really mean as far as month supply? This says we have 2.36. No. Truly active, what do we have?
2.
Like 1.9, less than 2. You know, if we had, for example, 8,300 sales, that's 16,600. Isn't that insane?
It is.
Guys, this is an incredible market. Family members, friends, this would be the time. I'm not a predictor of the future, but if you have historic high prices, not enough homes on the market, everybody's predicting something like 2 years from now, you never know, man. Is now good enough? At what point in time is it good enough? It's historic highs. Yeah, it might go up a little more. I'm not going to say it won't, but is now good enough? Reap the benefits. Buy your new home and keep writing it if that's the case. If you're moving up, that's the whole point. Okay, 10% gain on a $200,000 home. 20 grand,
Yeah.
right? 10% gain on a $350,000 home. 35,000. Same 10%, but you just wrote it on a better home. Right?
Yeah.
It really, it's so hard to predict the peak. Don't try to. You don't need to predict the peak. It's crazy. So, let's keep going. New list price, this is also funny. New list price, $345,000 if you look at the average, which we don't look at the average. There's too many high-end homes. There's so many $3 million homes out there, it's ridiculous, right? Those things are on the market for a very long time. So we like this, $275. That's more accurate, right? That's the median. Okay, actual sales price, $265. Average sales price, $265,000. For Arizona, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's almost perfect because if your average Arizonan makes 50, 60 grand a year on average, What is their perfect affordability? It's not a struggle. They're not going to be house poor or whatever you call it. House rich? House poor?
That's four.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you got a nice house, but you don't have any money left over, right? And then this shows 275 to 265. Homes are selling for pretty darn close to asking price. Okay, so sales price forecast. Look at that. They think it might drop a smidge. Who knows? You know, if the ability or the amount of available product, if it stays that, it's not going to go down. It can't.
Yeah.
There's not enough. Okay. So distressed properties, seriously, this is the last sign. The moment that starts going up, we know people are starting to lose their homes. Okay? The moment that goes up, we are down 3% over month. Look at that, 15% year over year. People are not in the midst of losing their homes right now. People are not giving their homes back. That's a very strong market. Okay? And so, yeah, that amounts for a whole 1.3%. Average days on market dropped again, two days. So it went from 62 to 60. Guys, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Call everybody with this amazing news. Anybody and everybody, and we can provide every single homeowner that's owned their home for at least 4 or 5 years. We have that database. We will give you emails, addresses, cell phone numbers. Call them. Let's create a marketing plan for them. Blast their email, text them. Let's get it going. Okay? So that's the market update. Any questions? Anybody commenting on anything? I don't know who's watching or anything like that. So mortgage guys. So let's go ahead and this is the silly thing about doing this. So I'm gonna stop sharing. And then we're gonna go over here. And I don't know the best way to do this. Let's go ahead and pop this back here. And if you guys want to stand here so that way everybody can see you. Or come back here, something like that. All right, today, and forgive me because I am terrible at introductions. We are fortunate enough to have two. I assume just calling you guys lenders. Yeah, if you want, go ahead and take over there. Sweet. Whoa. Yeah, from Carrie. How do we answer? I'm terrible at this.
I don't know how to answer.
I don't know either. Did she go bye-bye?
Is there a message up there in the corner?
Yeah, that's Carrie. That's one of our agents.
It should pop on the side.
Yeah, we're broadcasting.
Oh, there's a messenger going there now.
Well, I think he's on Google Hangouts. Let's try YouTube. Oops. I love how people are going to see me all talking at the screen. Love it. We'll get this down eventually.
Because the live video is not here.
Yeah, we're still showing live broadcast. That's so weird. But you're not following us on YouTube, are you?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Subscribe now.
That's so weird.
Because it's not on here. It was.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know. Couldn't tell you. Type in, if you go to live, like on YouTube, go to live and see if it's on there. But either way, we'll be able to provide it afterwards, so we'll just keep going in the meantime. If she calls back, I'll see what I can do. All right.
Awesome.
So, go ahead. Sorry. Awesome. Go ahead and introduce yourselves, who you're with, what you do, and everything.
Okay. Hi everyone. This is Jose Encinas here with the Dream Team at VIP Mortgage, and this is Alex here.
Hey everyone, like Jose said, my name is Alex. I'm also a mortgage banker. I manage the Dream Team at VIP Mortgage, and we're very thankful that we have the opportunity here to come in and chat with you a little bit about the mortgage side of the business. I know we covered some great statistics right now on the real estate side, and that actually couples with the mortgage side, right? How do interest rates continue to impact your numbers there on the sales side? And what we see and what we forecast is rates are only rising, and we've seen that year to date. Rates year over year are 0.5% higher than they were last year. So what that means is you're still buying that $200,000 home. That monthly payment's a little more expensive now, but there's still affordability programs. We still have a brand new program that came out, Pathway to Purchase. So you have up to 20 grand that'll be able to help your clients with their down payment and or closing costs. So that's a big program there as well. Jose, you want to tell them a little bit more of the structure of our team and what we can offer agents?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're the way we're set up is we are actually a 3-team loan officer, where we have myself, Alex, and Humberto as the 3 loan officers. So when we talk to a client, or when you send over a client, when we talk to a client, when we get in contact with the client, whatever way, they will always speak with the loan officer. Which is great because most teams will not be able to offer that. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, when you think of a lending team, you typically think of the 1 loan officer and staff, right? And so we realized that. So what we did was we're an alliance. We're an alliance of 3 loan officers with staff, and so we are always the front line. We speak with the clients, but more than anything, we see ourselves as your consultants, right? We look at your business. You have a lot of phone calls that you're going to be needing to make in order to turn over your business. You have open houses that you need to do. After you run out of your sphere of influence and you run out of your friends and family to speak with, you need to find different ways to generate business.
He did come to an open house.
Yes.
They actually did. They delivered on that promise.
Yeah,
absolutely.
For sure.
So we're all about seeing where your business is at now, where you want to take that business, what your goal is, your objective is, what are you doing on a daily basis to actually generate that business, and how we can plug in there and actually help you execute that marketing plan. So we really look at this as a business, and as every realtor should look at it as a business and see what it is that they need to create a marketing plan for. Some of those calls that you said you make, we actually already have dollars on my staff. We have $2 on our staff. They make all those phone calls. So it frees up your time to be able to host those open houses, execute the rest of your marketing plan while we make those calls for you, pre-qualify those clients for you, and then send them shopping with you.
Yeah.
So we really want to be an extension of your business and a partner for your business as well.
Yeah, and we definitely have the support staff. I mean, the biggest thing at the end of the day is going to be the support staff, and we have it. On top of the 3 loan officers that have various years of experience.
When it comes to like the ISA support, like what do you guys provide? For example, let's say I bring in, I don't know, let's say you do an open house a week, right? So I'm bringing in 20, 30 leads a month. Hand them off to you guys. What is your follow-up plan, or like what do you guys do, for example, ideally? Like,
awesome. I'm glad you asked that question.
That's
so
a great question.
we've spent a lot of time developing this system and what this looks like, right? And so let's say you do have that open house, you generate about 10 different leads during that day. You simply send us that list of your clients, Excel spreadsheet, snail mail, however you want to get us that list. You get that list to us. That goes to our client relations coordinator, right? The client relations coordinator calls the client on behalf of us. They were referred by example. I'm going to say Josh, right? Josh gave us that lead. They call on behalf of myself. I'm Jose. Hey, so-and-so gave us your information. This was Josh's lead. They make that phone call. They then screen their client. What is their intention? What is their goal? How quickly are they looking to buy? She then sets up a task for us to make the follow-up call. We then speak with the client. Once it's been a little screen, we speak with the client. If we can, we take an application over the phone. If that's not the case, we set up an in-person appointment. Our office is on Central and Thomas. All of this is documented, and then you get a weekly report of what activities happened with your clients. Every time there's a phone call, the client relations coordinator sends you an email with an update. Every time we've had a conversation, the client relations coordinator sends you an email with that conversation and a log of what transpired. Every time there's a meeting, a face-to-face appointment with that client, you're going to get a calendar invite to be able to attend the meeting if you so choose to. We're then going to have that meeting. We're going to email you back what happened in that meeting. If we want to make it as easy as possible, where if you send us a lead, the next time you're actually speaking with that client is when you're taking them out shopping. We've done the rest of the work for you.
That's awesome. So your typical follow-up platform or time, like let's say, oh it is, okay. Let's say your average lead comes in now, knowing that 3 to 6 months, whatever the cultivation time.
Sure.
So what is your follow-up plan up front to get a hold of people, because getting a hold of people is half the battle, right?
Absolutely.
And so that's with our ISAs too, is like, okay, how many calls are they getting like the first week to make sure we're trying to get the contact, You know, and then like how long is your overall follow-up plan? Is it like a 3-month plan, 6-month plan, year long? How long are your people going to actively try to call them, for example?
That's a good question. So the majority of people will not answer on that first phone call, right? And so we know that. So we've established a plan. This is what we do. We make 15 phone attempts, right? So we call 15 different times.
Can anybody mute themselves just in case? I don't know. Do we have one that's not muted?
Yeah, Fred.
Which one's that?
Right there, in the middle.
Oh.
Up. Hit the little arrow, I think.
Oh, cool. Look at that. Figuring this out. Whoa.
Mute. Right there at the bottom.
How come it won't stay?
I'm gonna try.
Yeah.
Let me give it an attempt.
Oh, you got
sorry.
the mouse there. Yep. Perfect. Thanks for joining us, guys. This is awesome. It's actually interesting.
Working though. All right.
Okay.
Keep going.
So we're not muted, right? Okay, we're good.
Yeah, we're good.
Awesome. So we vet out the platform. So it works the next way. The client relation coordinator will make 15 different phone calls. Each call, if we have an email, we'll go out with a call, a voicemail, a text message, and an email. 15 different attempts. You get notified every attempt that we do. In addition to, we have email campaigns. Those email campaigns are built out for a full year. They go out every 2 weeks. It's like clockwork. We don't do any of that work. It just happens. It's automated, right? But the client relation coordinator is making 15 phone call attempts. After 15 phone call attempts, then we get you involved. Hey, we've tried 15 different times. This is the entire log. You'll get a log of every time the call was made, date, time, and you'll be able to see those call logs, right? Because a lot of times what you'll end up getting is a lender, you send a lead to a lender, and I know this because I was a realtor before. You send the lead to a lender, and then they tell you, oh, we've been trying to call, but we haven't been able to get a hold of them. And what ends up happening is that you just lost that client. Should you have sent that to the right lender, you probably would have converted that lead, but you sent it to the wrong lender. And so they're too busy. They don't have the staff to actually make those phone calls.
Yeah.
So now you lost that lead.
Gotcha.
That's not going to happen. We're going to give you the call log of all the 15 calls that were made, and then we get you involved. Hey, we've tried to make this phone call. It hasn't worked out. They're going to stay on our email campaigns and our text alerts. But unfortunately, I can't keep spending the manpower to call after that time.
Yeah.
So in that point, then it'll be on you to help us engage that client. Now, we'll still call once a month after that, but it's no longer daily phone calls like it was before.
That's awesome. That's a great follow-up plan. Wow. Yeah. It's kind of
get
very
those,
similar to what we teach in general too.
And so you get those pipeline reports, right? Because you don't know what's happening with your leads. They're out in cyberspace somewhere. They're in our system, but how do you know that's actually happening? And so we use a Salesforce platform. Salesforce is the #1 CRM in the country, in the world really. And so we send you a pipeline report weekly that shows you the activity on all the leads that you have, so that you're always engaged with your clients if you so choose to. Right? So there's two different types of leads. You've got these leads that you're generating either online open houses, and then you've got your personal sphere. Those what we would call VIP clients. You need immediate action. That's a little bit different. That goes directly with us, the loan officers. We're making those phone calls direct.
Okay.
Those are higher converting, requires a more personal touch.
Yep. More like a 30 degrees.
Yeah, of course. And as Helen has kind of seen a little bit of that, that I'll make the calls when it's personal.
Okay. Perfect. That's awesome. Quick question about the pathway purchase. That is the 0 down with closing costs, but they have to go to classes and stuff. Like, what's the process for that again?
So now the pathway to purchase is a new down payment assistance program. Or not new. I mean, it was out 2 years ago. The funds ran out. It's back. It provides up to 10% of the down payment, or up to $20,000. So that basically is going to cover your full down payment and closing costs. Now it is limited to specific zip codes.
Right.
So that is the thing with that program. But of course we have other alternative programs as well, such as the Home Plus, which can cover the full down payment and up to 2% of the closing costs as well. So those are great options, and we basically work with all the down payment assistance programs out there for sure.
Cool. Yeah, those are great marketing tools. If you're telling someone they can buy a home and they can get up to $20,000 down and buy a home, I mean, what better way to buy a home than to do so using that type of program? But if they're buying outside of those zip codes, you can buy any home in the state of Arizona with a down payment assistance program. Another thing that we do have that's a little unique to us. I guess I wish I could show you the payroll that we have to pay to have all the staff on board. It is expensive, but I think that is the only way to actually be able to build a sustainable business. So I have a full-time credit analyst. So a lot of the times our clients won't qualify. I'd say a good pool of our clients won't qualify. Right?
They just asking. Or I was just asking for a guy.
Yeah.
Majority.
The majority won't qualify. They have
Majority.
credit issues. The problem and the reason why they fall through the cracks is because the amount of time invested from the real estate agents and the lenders themselves is too great to actually spend it with the clients. However, we don't want to lose any clients. The last thing I want is for you to be able to see on social media that that client bought a home maybe 6 months from today with a different lender or different real estate agents. And so we don't want to lose on the engagement with those clients. So I've hired a full-time credit analyst, free of charge for all of our clients. And what ends up happening is after Jose, myself, or one of our loan officers speaks with that client and identifies that they're credit impaired, we try to address the other items too, because even if they have perfect credit, they still can't buy, right? If you have too much debt, if you don't have down payment and you don't qualify for down payment assistance, you still can't buy. So we try to address the other things first, but credit is always going to be a big impairment. So we task it off using our Salesforce platform. Everything is dialed in, right? I could run the report and tell you exactly where every client is at any point in time. But we send it off to our client credit analyst. She then reviews the credit reports, creates a custom tailored credit plan for them, and follows up with them every 30 days. So dispute forms, for example, we'll fill them out, we'll send them to the client, they mail it out.
Oh, nice.
Super simple.
There's a specific game plan
Right.
on the whole deal in an email. So it's tailored just to them.
Right, and that email, the real estate agent's copied on that email. The client receives the credit plan. The credit analyst calls the client, goes over step by step what's in that credit plan, and then follows up every 30 days. And every time there's a phone call or an email sent out, you're copied on it. So you always know what's going on with your clients, where 3 months from now you might get a pre-call that you just weren't expecting. But it's all dialed into our system.
That's awesome. Cool. All right. Anybody else have questions? No? All right. I got another one. As far as general affordability, is for a lot of the new agents, it's hard to equate like what a 0.25% rise in interest rate would equate to your, or even just what do you call them? A points or whatever.
Sure.
What is it, like a 16th of a whatever?
An eighth.
Eighth of a, yeah. What's the significance and how much difference that means to the client as far as what they can afford?
Yeah, I mean it's a big significance, but many people think that interest rates are high today, right? That's the conversation we have all day long, right? Rates are very high. Well, depends what you're comparing it to. If you're comparing it to the rates of last year or the year before that, absolutely, you're 100% right. But if you're comparing them to normal mortgage rates, they're really low. These are historic low rates still.
If you're comparing it to what it's going to be next year, they're
like,
low.
isn't historically speaking, isn't it actually like closer between 7 and 8? I mean, you have like in the 80s, it was ridiculous. You were talking teens and high,
teens,
yeah. But historical average, was it like around 7.5, 8, something like that?
Correct. You fall anywhere between 7 and 8%. So when pre-recession, when the housing market was at its peak, we were looking at 6.5 to 7.5% rates. Right? So we're not there yet, and we still have down payment assistance programs. Now, the impact that your interest rate has on affordability, well, there's two questions that we get asked. One is the interest rate, and two is the down payment. People think that if you put a large amount of down payment, your monthly payment is going to drop significantly. Not necessarily true. It can be, but not necessarily true. Every $10,000 you put down is about $50 a month. So $10,000 is a lot of money to anybody, right? But when you think about a mortgage loan over 30 years, it doesn't really change your monthly payment much. It's $50 a month. So that's a conversation we have every day. Interest rates. If you go from, let's say you're buying a $200,000 home and you're looking at an eighth of a difference in rate, that monthly payment changes about $30. It's not a significant amount, but when you think about that rate amortizing 30 years year over year and you don't make extra payments to pay off your loan early, now you're talking thousands of dollars. So yes, even an eighth of a percent can be a lot of money if you don't plan on paying on a home off in a shorter amount of time.
And of course that's on average, because if you're looking at a lower price range, it's going to be a smaller difference than it is going to be at a higher price range as well.
So in general with your, what are you guys seeing now? Are FHA hands down still the most popular loan going today? I mean, said the majority of loans last year were actually conventional.
Yeah, we come across quite a bit of conventional loans. It just depends on the credit history, credit the
Yeah.
whole.
And the difference is for a lot of them, like FHA, the minimum is 3.5%, and typically for a lot of people other than VA, that's the most affordable way to get into a home.
Right.
If they are going conventional, typically that means they're putting 5-10% down, which means they're also a stronger buyer, which means they're also more credit based as well too, right?
Well, I do want to mention this. For first-time home buyers, it is 3%.
Okay.
So
You can do
so you
conventional
can do
3%.
the 3%, which is great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the reason why conventional is more popular isn't so much the down payment currently, it's future rates, right? So if you buy an FHA today and you get a 5% rate,
Interest.
and you want to
Or
get rid of
interest.
mortgage insurance 2 years from now, you're not going to be able, there's no benefit. You're going to refinance, but you're going to get a higher rate. The monthly payment stays the same. So while it may be more costly today to get into conventional, you at least secure that rate. You can get rid of mortgage insurance, and then you don't have to play the wonder what the rates are going to be here in a couple years from now.
Yeah.
So that's why the conventional loan is more popular, because you have more control. You secure that rate today, get rid of mortgage insurance in the future, the rate stays the same. You don't
Yeah.
have to refinance.
Because the moment you get your 20%, you're jamming, right?
Correct.
No matter
Yeah.
what.
And my drops.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. That's when
And
you're
with-
in a great position.
Yep, and with
Best.
FHA, you're stuck. The insurance never goes away. And then whenever you refi, you never know.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And so in a stable market where rates are going to stay the same, FHA is more popular. Because they can refinance and then go get a lower rate later on. But unfortunately, in this market, they're only going to rise.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah.
You guys have any questions? I don't know if you could see, I'm not up there now. Anybody on, did we find us on YouTube? Any questions there, anything?
There was no.
I don't know what happened. It's saying broadcast.
Yeah, saying it's broadcasting with
Yeah.
viewers.
We're live, but we got it over here too, just in case.
Awesome.
So we're rocking. We've learned to duplicate just in case. So we want to throw out you guys' contact information and everything. So
Yeah, for sure. So as I mentioned, my name is Jose Encinas. My phone number, I can be reached at 602-541-2276. That's my cell phone.
Awesome. And my cell phone is 623-206-1074. You can find both of us on Facebook at the Dream Team at VIP Mortgage.
Yes.
Perfect. Hopefully you guys will be able to do
Awesome.
some business together.
All right.
Thanks so much for your time,
Yeah,
guys.
I love your ISA thing. That's really cool. And your
Yeah.
follow-up plan.
Yeah.
That's neat. So
Yeah.
cool. All right, let me go ahead and trade you guys. And if you need to take off, go ahead. But if not, we got some kind of cool stuff we're still gonna go through.
Sure.
All right. Bring this back here so I can actually reach it. Okay. So we have, as we were talking about the market, historic market. And what's crazy is that why on earth are agents supposedly making less money? So I have a video I wanted to share. You guys taking off?
Yeah, we're stepping in.
All right. Thanks, guys, so
Thank
much.
you very much for
Having us.
having us.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thank
Thank
you.
You guys have a good day. Thank you. Thank you. Pleasure meeting you. Nice meeting you. Have a good one.
What was your name?
Jacob.
Jacob.
Okay, thank you.
All right, as everybody knows, I kind of, I'm a huge fan of the National Real Estate Post. They are, I think that one's locked, yeah. There's some lenders, I think they might be in California, I'm not exactly sure where they're located. But this was a really good kind of article thing.
Know something from Frank? What? I'm gonna tell you a quote right now, guys. Do sharks complain about Monday? Frank? No, they don't. They're up early. They're fighting stuff, chasing crap, being scary, reminding everybody out there in the ocean that they're just a shark. Right? Right! Now, question, Frank. What? What if there was nothing to bite? Oh, well, that would be an issue if you were a shark. That would be an issue for a shark, for a real estate agent. What if there was nothing to sell? That would be a problem. They can't pretend like they're a shark now, can they? No. See, real estate agents, guys, have seen their income drop by double digits. Wow. Recently, despite record high sales prices. Now, that's really something, isn't it? It's kind of an anomaly, I guess you would say. Well, it's really not, because how could it be? I'm going to tell you right now. It's anemic inventory with bloated prices affecting sales. That, my friends, is for sure. Gotcha. I mean, think about this. It's all the high-end homes that are killing us. Yeah. We don't have the low-end homes. Gotcha. Because I'm going to tell you right now, guys, it's better to have $6 $10 bills than it is to have $150. And those low-end houses right now, they just aren't there. Wow. It's the food right now. You know why? Because the plankton are gone.
Yeah, right.
Being entry-level homes.
Right.
They are short and are in short supply. I mean, I bet I'm right here, Brian.
I think you are,
I'm
Frank.
betting I'm right.
With the stats prove it out.
That's right. Now, you're in a hot market right now. Home values are at or above all-time highs.
Yeah, so you're feeling good.
Yeah, your city and county median and average prices are fat.
Hey.
But where are the buyers at?
I'm not around.
Answer!
Well, they're waiting for someone to make an offer on their house. Now, why isn't anybody making an offer on their house, Frank?
Well,
Because
there's no hope
No hope.
for the wanting buyer
No.
to make an offer
no,
on.
there's not. And that's because, yeah, there's homes for sale in your market, aren't there? I'll bet there's a whole bunch of houses for sale. But there ain't no entry-level homes at low prices, are there? See, my friends, because those homes, they are gold. They're few and far in between, and when they hit the market, they spring into life a micro food chain in your real estate market. In case you don't understand,
The berries, the fox, and the fox ate the rabbit, and the rabbit ate the plant. He made his own food. The berry, the fox, and the fox ate the rabbit, and the rabbit ate a plant. He made his own food.
Okay, so here's how your micro food chain.
okay,
Are you ready, boys and girls?
I'm ready.
All right. Okay, look. An entry-level home comes on the market.
Got it.
Now that sells right away.
Lots
So
of money.
those sellers take their equity
money.
and buy a bigger, more expensive house.
Oh, that's nicer.
There's quite a bit for them to choose from.
Yeah.
So they're probably getting something of a deal.
Granny countertop.
Then that person or family takes their equity.
Ooh, there.
Buys an even more expensive house.
Wow.
Now, looking around, when did this happen?
Wow.
All of a sudden, there's a whole bunch on the market to choose from.
Okay,
And
that's
those
perfect.
folks who listed because this is a hot market are now disillusioned that their house didn't sell as quickly as they believed it would or were told that it would, and are begrudgingly giving more and more concessions, right?
Right.
And after that, the market goes dormant, just waiting for the next low-priced entry-level home to come on the market. Until then, the food chain, Brian, is broken.
So you see, guys, everybody right now, we are shocked at the dysfunctional nature of the housing market. Now, it's amazing how bad those who should be able to call the market missed the market and the point. And I gotta tell you, we've been saying this for years. All you have to do is watch us. Yet as far back as 2016, when we should have been making the corrections, we weren't. Now, this is from Robert Diaz way back in 2016. And he, guys, this fella is the chief freaking economist for the National Association of Home Builders, proving the point that me and Frank were just smarter than most people. Quote,
About 647,900 new single-family homes were completed in 2015, according to the U.S. Department of Commerce. But don't expect to score a bargain basement deal on a brand new starter home. Not anytime soon, anyway. That rose-colored American dream of moving into a gleaming new first home just made for you? Well, it's fast fading into scratchy black and white. Builders are creating larger, more expensive homes for older buyers.
yeah, boy, that's sure working out for you now, isn't it? Who's buying the houses? See, because you neglected the plankton at the beginning of the food chain.
Right.
And now we're all feeling the crunch. And because builders have not changed their ways, there's no relief in sight. And realtors will, well, that's why you're making double digits less money right now. So, Frank, what's the takeaway from all of this?
One, we have to market entry-level homes because that's where the gold is at.
Gold, baby.
Oh, we have a campaign that we might share with you, but I'm not sure we
I'm
can do that
not
yet.
sure. I really don't. We got to work things through. Yeah,
Yeah.
We'll let you know.
Okay.
Number two, builders need to build smaller.
All right. So we'll go ahead and move on from there because they gave us enough to talk about. So, you understand? Does everybody understand the correlation between affordability for first-time home buyers versus move-up buyers, and how without the entry-level home, it does, quote-unquote, impact the food chain. It's crazy. So, in your opinion, why do you think right now, in a historic market, this is all related? Why do you think, it also might pertain to agents making less money in a historic market?
there's so many homes that are selling at a higher price that there's not very many homes at a lower price. Many buyers are wanting to get those, higher prices because that's what they see that's going on. And so when they list their home, they're not going to, list it for less. They're going to want to list it for more. So that's what's inflating, I would imagine, the, real estate economy, right?
Yep. Well, you have, exactly. So you have to pinpoint the beginning is what's really tough, right? So you have in a market going like this, okay? So the home that was 200,000 2 years ago is now 225, which is now going to be 250, which is according to July 265, right? So it's steadily going this way, right? Which means that, let's say, mom and pop that can barely afford a $200,000 home 2 years ago, can they afford necessarily a $260,000 home for that exact same home today? So as the affordability goes up, you're dropping off the lower incomes. As it goes up this way, it steadily, your income has to go up with it, right? So that affects part of it. Next, you have the supply. Okay, if there's a bunch of homes out there, you won't have the multiple offer scenarios nearly as often, right? So right now you have 8,000 sales last month. Okay, in a perfect world, if we had more supply, how many do you think would have happened?
At least 10.
Probably close to, right? So you figure that is 20% approximately would have bought in a home had there been more supply. Okay, had there been a little more supply, would the prices have kind of hovered a little bit potentially? A little more? Yeah. Which means more people can afford more homes, right? Everything is correlated, right? Right now, are your builders, like if you go up to Happy Valley, for example, are they building $200,000 starter homes or are they building $400,000 or $500,000 nicer homes? Everybody wants that big RV garage right now. It's crazy. And so that's what they're talking about, is that the new home builders, there's not as much money to be made in those. They could build you could build a 1,600 square foot basic home or a 2,500 square foot more luxurious home, and the profit margins on them are just, So yeah, they make their money in the upgrades and everything. So it's a really interesting market. So right now then, let's tie that in. So we talked about the buyers and the affordability and how as it goes up and up and up, you get less and less people, right? So with agents though, why are we making less money?
Because the sellers are trying to get their homes sold, so they have to put it at a lower price.
So you're saying we're listing them for too high and they're not selling? Okay.
And then maybe the sellers are asking us to drop it, and reducing us, lowering our,
Well,
pace.
right now, how many agents are there in the valley?
Didn't you say 83,000?
83,000, approximately. How many sales were there last month?
8,000.
So
That's
what
10%?
percent of agents made sales last month?
10% of them.
10%. How do you think those people made those sales?
By calling and making sure that they're up to date and following up.
Right now, you have to attack the market. If you have a buyer, the selection's not huge. You have to work hard to get them that home, to get the offer accepted. If you want to get listings, you're having to convince people and prove your worth of making sure, because you have a lot of people that are trying to hold off for later. You have a lot of people that are refining their home, cashing out, doing stuff. Be careful of that if they want to improve their home or whatever. But if they're going to buy a Denali or something like that, be careful. That's what started the last time. They took out the money from their home and then put it into other places, right? So when their home value went down, they didn't really equate it to that. Well, I still have my Denali. Well, no, my home value. It was a horrible mentality, right? Homes are homes. And that's what we help people do. So right now, based on what we were saying before, does it truly benefit most people to sell their home? Probably right now. If they bought it 3 or 4 years ago, all things being equal.
With the market going the way it is and the way you're saying, if they're going to make 10% more on the home that they currently have, and if they move into a higher price home, and if the market's still where it's at and they sell again, then they're going to make another 10%. But it's going to be more.
And right now, if you're looking to retire, cash out and buy that small home. Seriously. And save the money. Yeah, there's a lot of benefit to everything. Right now in the rental market, our rental market's amazing. So if people actually cash out and want to buy a cash flowing rental property, there you go. That's another great investment. Right? There's a lot of opportunity in today's market. But it's a very unique competitive market where if you don't have your great systems in place, yeah, I'm guessing most agents right now are struggling because they're not attacking their sphere like they need to be. They're not attacking the farm to let them know of this market like they need to be. It's not just one and done. It's keeping them constantly updated month after month after month. Look at this. Do it, do it, do it, do it. Call me, call me, call me, call me. Right? How many times have, and be honest, everybody out there, how many times in the last 4 months have you let your people know about this historic market? How many times in the last few months have you told people, hey, coming up, we're cooling off, and so we're going to have a little bump coming up, so now's the time to plan. You know, how many of you have actually sent out stuff through rental affordability? It's an amazing market, but we have to attack it.
Yeah.
Right? So that's what we're going to focus on for the rest of the meeting, and this is where I'm really excited. The beginning of this month was the Tom Ferry Summit. And as most of you know, I'm a Tom Ferry advocate. I'm in their coaching. I have one of the best coaches in the world. He's my hero. And it is a life-changing event. For those who can attend, you just have to. And I hope that this next year in 2019, over half of our agents here at Breakthrough will be able to go. Literally, I'm struggling right now to find words that do it justice. It changed my life last year, and this year, hopefully it will actually help change the course of so many agents' lives. So I'm gonna I made a video of a recap of what I did of all my video recordings and pictures and stuff from the summit. And it's about a 2-hour long video. It's on YouTube right now. If you can, watch it. I had a breakdown of all the speakers. If you want to start a team, you have Debbie Holloway. She is amazing. She can teach you so much. You have Tom speaking. You have Jay Abraham. You have Stephen Ferrara. You have what we're going to get into today, which is starting off with 33 tricks that will help you just get listings galore that you probably haven't thought about. And it's incredible, right? Matthew Ferrara, if you've never heard of him, try to find anything you can of him speaking and try in the future to go see him. The guy, his perspective on life is so unique. And the last slide presentation, you'll notice it's him because of just the words and the angles he uses and to bring the emotions back to selling. It's as he was saying, the delightful art of delighting others is what we do. How unique is that? The delightful art of delighting others. It's not us, it's all about them. It's incredible, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and share the screen again and start my slide, my presentation. And I have to admit, bear with me because I am, learning more and more about video. But this was my masterpiece so far. This took over 200 videos, pictures, everything. I added music to it. I'm kind of proud of it myself, actually. So here you go.
They just signed a multi-million-dollar contract with Nike. Got out on the court. Hats here all doing up. Looking good, baby. And he didn't make the qualifying round. I walked out the coach's box, and I said to his brother Philip, "Where's my boy here?" He said, "Dick, he's across the street, breaking his rackets." I walked across the street, everybody, and I said, "Andre, what's wrong, sir?" He said, "Nick, I don't have it. I can't do it." I said, "Andre, will I ever watch you?" "Don't you ever say you can't do it, but say I will do it." 2 weeks later, we went to Vermont, being the number 6 player in the world. Vermont, he, one of the best players ever. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't care what it takes. We'll find a way. So many people give up too quickly. I built the first living sports academy of the world, the Net Voluntary Tennis Academy, on 40 acres. Now the IMG Academy, 600 acres, 10 sports. When I built the first living tennis academy,
What? I got there like over an hour early, and there were still that many people.
say to me again, this is my business. My business. Repeat after me, and what I do matters.
What I do matters.
So, I want to talk to you about the 8 disciplines.
All right, here, really fast. Got to pause this as we go through. So you really, because I think I'm gonna do certain classes on different parts of this because so many of them require so many more details. This was literally a 3-day summit, right, of just masterminds brainstorming from the best people in the industry. So look at that. In I think it's worldwide. I'm not sure if this was in America, but I think it was worldwide. 1.3 million licensed agents.
43,000.
Only 43,000 of them sold at least 25 homes. I think that's very sad because it's a sign of people A, getting into the business for the wrong reasons, but number 2, it's a lack of implementing systems because it's all right there in front of us. And 43,000. But what's amazing is the opportunity that is out there, right? There are billions of dollars in commissions out there. So let me actually pull this out really fast. Okay. So really pull this up. This back. Zoop. Okay. So right now you have. Bear with me, sorry. Had this set aside earlier. There we go. All right. Boop, boop, boop. How do we stop hiding it? There we go.
It's only 30%, by the way.
What is
30%.
30% of the agents did?
Yeah.
That's it?
That's it.
That's insane. Okay. So 30% of the agents sold at least 25 homes. Okay. So last year, I love how he always comes up with these stats. Okay. Currently, guess how many people say they want to buy a home in the next 4.5 years?
Probably the majority of them.
Okay, and I'm pretty sure this is
What was it?
worldwide.
Oh, okay.
Okay, 78 million people want to buy a home in the next 4.5 years. 78 million want to buy a home. Okay, guess how much commission was paid out last year in Europe? Commission. Okay, commissions in Europe. You would think America would be higher, but no. I guess Europe's really big.
Yeah, I would imagine Europe's pretty substantial.
So guess. $125 billion in commission
Wow.
was paid out last year.
Wow.
In America, guess how much commission was paid out?
Probably a fraction
Not that bad.
of that. No.
No.
But less than that.
It is less than Europe, yeah.
Like 100?
$86 billion in commission
Wow.
paid out.
Is that just because Europe's
Okay.
a little bit more expensive?
Well, it's expensive in parts and it's big too. I
Yeah.
imagine it's
Yeah.
just a larger sample.
Mhm.
But okay, right now there are currently 1.3 million agents in the National Association of Realtors. 1.3 million agents. Okay, so $86 billion in commissions total, but only 30% sold more than 25 homes. How much of that $86 billion did the majority go to? I mean, sorry, I said that totally wrong. The 30% of the agents, how much of that do you think they got? $86 billion in commissions, and you figure only 30% sold more than 25 homes. How much of that $86 billion went to that 30% of agents? Right? And how much got left over for the other 70% of agents out there? Right? The world is your oyster, guys. There are a lot of, and it's hard to say this without touching the other side, right? If you work hard, create great systems, and literally just do the things that none of us necessarily want to do, but we know will provide us the great living, you will be out there on more appointments than you know what to do with, because there's such a lack of awesome agents out there. There's a lot of part-time agents out there. There's a lot of agents who already think they know everything. There's a lot of agents who think that, the world is, I'm perfectly fine selling 2 or 3 homes. Great.
Yeah.
But there are not enough professional agents that want to sell 25 homes or more themselves. And it's their duty. It's our duty to help people. It's our duty to provide them the best service possible, right? So, yeah, 43,000 agents. That's insane. Okay?
Only 10% of the world wants to buy a home.
Yep. Guess how much investors put into the market last year?
Out of the commissions? Or just in general?
In general, they actually bought. Guess how much money was invested by investors last year? And think about, if these are our clients, right? The majority of my clients, they're investors,
Yeah.
The apartment complexes, that's a quick way to go.
You're going to have to be at least 50%.
All right.
If not
How much money do you think they spent last year? In the last year? And I think this might be low because it's specifically just referring to investors, but over $5 billion
in investors?
in investments. Yeah.
Wow.
Was invested into the marketplace. Investors.
Yeah, last year and like the year before was like the time for the fix and flip. You were seeing
Okay.
everyone doing wholesaling.
Now, here's where I want to get into the nitty gritty. We talked about what? How many million, or how many agents are there total?
1.3.
Okay. 25 or 30% sold 25 homes
Mhm.
or more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you have 25% here.
Mm-hmm.
Guess how many agents did not sell a home last year?
Don't know. At least 50%.
About 50%. About 50% of agents did not sell a home last year. 25% sold 25 homes or more. The other 25% sold between 1 and 25. And then the other 50% sold nothing. So now let's go back to the $86 billion in commissions. And you automatically cut out half because they're not going to sell a home.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And then you're left with either you're going to sell less than 25 or a crap ton.
Yeah.
All right, which agent do you want to be?
The crap ton. I wanna be
It's
selling
insane.
homes.
There's so much money out there. There's so many people that need to be helped. This is incredible, guys.
So
Okay.
That's why the agents' money's been less. That's why it's because there's just no effort out there anymore.
It's tough. When you had short sales, bank-owned homes, homes sold themselves,
Yeah.
right? In 2007, you had people that were lining up to buy new homes because we just didn't know better.
Yeah.
We just didn't, right? Right now, you have a mix of everybody trying to find the peak, scared to move, looking at refining, used to 3% interest rates. We have agents that are like, what? I have to call people? I actually have to, I have to do open houses? I actually have to follow up with my sphere? It's too funny. Like, if it's amazing where for those who are willing to work and just do it, it's an amazing
When we
thing.
broke it down, it's a regular job.
It is. It
80
really
hours,
is.
80 hours every 2 weeks, 160 hours a month.
Exactly.
We came out with 5 hours less.
And you're going to make how much more than the average person?
$150 an hour.
Exactly. Jeez. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue, right? Now that we put the stats in place, let's continue and, yeah.
I'm asking you to step up your commitment. And I know, every day. Do I get to go on vacation? What do you think of my world? What do you think the answer is? Heck yes. And I hope a lot of them. But it is a shift, my friends, and I want you to write down the following. You ready? You're going to work with the most important human need, housing. That's what I hear here every single day. It's so special, and I never take it for granted. This is my business. This is what I do. I'm super pumped. How about you talk about school, talk about teaching, what are you all about? Here's the thing, guys. Answer me this. Do you identify yourself as someone that loves to get on the phone and prospect? Good. 9 of you. Awesome. We're screwed. Do you identify with yourself? Do you identify with yourself with someone that is building a business? Yeah. I got a few more of you. That was good. Do you identify yourself as someone that recognizes where you are today has absolutely nothing to do with where you can be in 5 years? Yeah. Do you identify yourself as someone that gets break down to break through? Do you identify yourself as someone that takes risks? Less yeses though. Do you someone that understands they're not rejecting you, they just don't need my services at this time. They just don't need it at this time. They're gonna need it later, and I'm not going anywhere. This is my business.
Position yourself as an agent of authority and trust.
Pricing. But everybody is saying a recession, not a housing crisis by 2020, 2021. So what do we got to do? Run our business, stockpile cash, get our systems tight, be more tech-enabled, understand the lifetime value of our customers. Start taking this thing just a little more seriously, because when shit gets weird, everybody else falls apart and we dominate. That's the game. So here's the last one. You ready? Or a cynical knucklehead who's not doing their work, it doesn't matter where you go. You guys with me on this? I would much prefer to get a deeper relationship where I'm at and connect on that level with the internal transaction team, with the management team, and make it right. That's your first option. The second option, you ready? Let me just make it easy. SEAL team or scaled team? Let's call it SEAL team or large team. Those are the two other options. A SEAL team. Now, many of you, how many of you identify with SEAL teams? Killer assistant, one salesperson on the team, a marketing director, everybody's cross-trained, and you guys and gals are like ninjas. You show up dressed in black, you got hoods on, But here's the deal, guys. The SEAL team gets up 70, 80, 100 homes a year. Here's what's got to be in place. You ready? You have to have a rock star administrator. A rock star administrator who is the yin to your yang. How many rock we have in the room right now, please stand up. All the Rockstar administrators, all the agent assistants, all the operators, give each member a huge round of applause. Now here's the deal. You gotta have a Rockstar administrator, and here's what they do. Everything other than follow up, prospect, go on appointments, and negotiate. They do everything. You touch nothing. You're bad at it. Have you seen the marketing you try to create? Should I take that money from here or from here? Get not all of it, but it's a big chunk of it. This is how you change the family dynamic forever. Turn to your buddy, and I want you to look him right in the eye and say, "This is my business."
This is my business.
Yep, that's
Now, let me tell you what's going to happen. We're doing.
All right. Here we go. So now we're going to get into the next part. 33 listing attract strategies. All right, so number one. Right now, these are the obvious ones. All right. This year, so far to date, where are you at? Your database, right? How many sales are you looking at this year? You have mega open houses, agent-to-agent referrals, ZRT, that's Zillow, Realtor.com, Trulia. You got expireds, selling online. What lead gen are you doing? Whether it's your website or whatever it might be. Sign calls. Are you attacking FSBOs? How many sales this year are going to come from your investors? Are you attracting or attacking builders? Are you holding seminars? Right? So right off the bat, this was the list he provided to kind of place your baseline. And the thing that hit me right off the bat is, holy crap, I think I only have 3 of those. Total, right off the bat. Personally. My database is huge. I work with investors predominantly. And then we've got our lead gen. We've got a great website that brings us a lot of leads. Right? And right now we're scaling up our agent-to-agent referrals. We provide all the signs for open houses. We have the tools. If any of the agents want to start attacking FSBOs and expireds, those are free, man. That's free sales. How many of you are actually going to builders? Because they have a lot of people that come in that aren't represented. And then they need to go somewhere if they might not like that home. Seminars, that's one we're going to get into. It's incredible. All right. So if you want, go ahead. You can watch this video online, pause it, write it down, fill it out. Let's go ahead and move on because I want to start tackling some of these cool things that we can do. All right. So let's go ahead. Okay, so right now, what did we already establish? There aren't enough listings.
Yeah.
In other words, what? There are lots of buyers out there who do not have a home to buy right now because it's not listed or isn't necessarily available on the MLS, Realtor, or anywhere, right? So this is attacking them, right? So look at this basically postcard. Hi, I'm representing a serious buyer who's interested in your home. I'm sure you've seen what's happened with home values. My client is financially qualified and flexible on timing. If you had any thoughts of selling your home, this could be the best scenario. If you're interested, perhaps I can show your home. If you're not, could you text me or email me so I can inform my client? Respectfully, agent. Right? And that's where he's sending this out to everybody. Right? And this is Adam Manzoni over here. You can see 5-star agent, lots of reviews, blah, 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 blah. But look at this. I've included some of my client reviews, right? So social proof, so they know he's not some random schmo from whatever taking advantage, right? He's not an investor trying to lowball him on some crap, right? And this is the benefit of farming, because once you sell a home in that neighborhood, well, not necessarily farming too, but in general, when you sell a home in the neighborhood, typically 2 or 3 more sell right away. And so if you find out that that's the case, then boom, chances are this is a great neighborhood to jump on. Yep. Right? Okay, so wonderful postcard. Send that out to your neighbors. Send that out to everybody. All right. I tried to give enough time for people to read all the slides. So. Okay, this one is great. How many people are using Instagram like they know they're supposed to be? I'm on Facebook, I'm on YouTube, I am all over everything, but to be on Instagram, I'm starting to take on the habits that I'm supposed to as well, just like everybody else. This was amazing, right? Send this out, hashtag it properly. It's a 3-part system. Okay, so the very first one, do a poll. Very first question, are you living in your dream home now? Right? Yes or no. Very simple. It's not an A, B, C. They don't have to write anything. It's just click yes or no. Right? If they say yes, wonderful. Congratulations. That's fantastic. What is it about that home you love? How long have you been there? Blah, blah, blah. Just chat them up, right? But if they say no, what does that mean?
That they're not ready?
They're not living in the dream home right now. Well,
Oh,
why not?
okay, yeah.
How can we help you? We need to fix this.
Yeah.
Sorry. Right? So then that's the first one. And then either the next day or, reasonable time afterward, have you had any thoughts of selling your home in 2018, 2019? Right? As we get closer and closer to 19, just say 2019. Have you guys had any thoughts? Right? Yes or no? No? Oh, that's fantastic. Well, did you guys just buy? Are you thinking later? Yes. Well, hello. Right? And then the last one is kind of hard to see, but thank you for, for reaching, oh man.
Out in my... I don't know.
Oh, crud. Yeah. Something. I'd love to help you find your dream home, pretty much. That's the response. That's what they had.
Yeah.
Okay? But how easy is that? So simple. What, 5 minutes? Not even? Amazing, right? So please keep track of these and keep me updated, anybody who uses them, and what results you get, right?
What did the one say, the third?
The third one is just what they sent back. It said, thanks for reaching, or thanks for something out in my something. But it says, I'd love to help you find your dream home. So, yeah.
In the house. Great. Oh, good. I don't know.
Yeah, thanks for responding to my poll. I'd love to help you find your dream home.
Yeah.
Something like that. It's just a good response. Yeah. Okay? Or responding to my poll, probably is what it said. Reaching, responding. Yep. Okay. This is you're going to find simplicity is key, right? If you can actually handwrite them, perfect. If you can actually find a neighborhood that you have several people that would be willing to purchase in that area, even better. You know what I mean? But this is literally just a post-it note. Please call me about your house. Thank you. 867-5309. So, how simple is that?
Most simple thing probably.
Yep. They said, a lot of people, it nags them. They wonder, like, what does he want to know about my house? Something wrong with my house? And so it's obviously you're going to get some feedback, but 1 out of like the 10, might actually be like, oh, you're a realtor, you have a buyer, that type of thing. Okay, so this was cool. The next group is really, really neat. Creating a seminar for seniors. I like it. Big to small house. Downsizing strategies, right? A lot of them are using their downsizing for retirement, okay? So, for example, if you're going to do a seminar, what would be some good, it's not just going to be you, and you're going to bring people in to provide a very valuable experience for these people, right? We happen to be very close to several active adult community areas, right? So what might be some topics and some people that might benefit from holding a seminar with you for these people?
Kind of to inform them of their options.
Yeah, as the baby boomer generation is getting older.
Yeah.
most of them are starting to downsize, scale down, start planning, truly planning for their retirement.
Yeah.
So if you sell your home, there's obviously going to be what? And they're probably going to want to minimize their
Loss.
tax liabilities. So a tax person,
Okay.
an accountant, an estate planner, right? What else? Insurance people. Who else might? Active adult communities. What else? You know, there's a lot of people that they might benefit from having there,
Yeah.
right? So you can have obviously you have your lenders there, a reverse mortgage people too. You know, it might not be the best option for them. They might actually need to sell, but for those, it might be a good one. And not many people know about reverse mortgages. So holding a seminar for seniors right now is huge. Many of them are selling their big home to buy their smaller home.
Yeah.
When they cash out, they're hopefully going to have $100,000. Is there a benefit to finding a way to tax defer that so they don't have to pay all that capital gains? I'd say so. And there's a lot of those strategies out there. So befriending some tax people, some accountants, some insurance people, reverse mortgage people, and you. Would that be a pretty good seminar for some people? Sun City West, Sun City Grand, Vistancia, you got Trilogy, you got Festival, you got all kinds of places, right? The average agent is in their late 50s just getting into the business. That's your average agent.
Yeah.
So if you're younger, partner with one. You know, hold it together. You could help with the advertising and the marketing, getting it out there, and then they could attract their friends and family.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
It's a win-win.
Mm-hmm.
Seminars, man. Seminars are the key. Good advertising, putting it out there, you could get a decent turnout. There were some examples of 30, 40 people showing up to these. And of those, they got 10, 12 sales from it.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, so here's another example of a landing page. So notice how they have on Facebook, you have your home, you have the area, ready to downsize. That's an ad. This is exactly what we can do in Real Geeks and put it to a page.
Okay.
Literally, that is how it would show up with our little crap spiel. Shouldn't say crap, but yeah, that's it. I mean, we through Real Geeks, we do Facebook ads just like this.
Okay.
And you can take them to a landing page we all can make in Real Geeks. All right? Most of us aren't the most tech savvy people. I'm not. But if we can find somebody who can make those pages for us, Real Geeks can do it. And we can put ads to it, and you capture all your leads. They could even say they're going to show up right there via Calendly or...
Have any event available to do that?
What's that?
Do we have anyone available to do that?
Well,
What did you say right now?
that's what I'm saying. I'm not the tech person, but if you could find somebody to do it, because it would be somebody you would have to pay to do your ads and help you set up for your stuff. If you have somebody good, let me know, because right now I don't even have a personal good guy that can create those pages for me. But yeah, if we find one, number one, anything the agents do, you guys are self-employed, so I'm not trying to be rude about that, but you're creating your business. This is an investment in your business. It's worthwhile, trust me, right? Meanwhile, we will still always invest in Breakthrough to keep the leads coming to you guys as well. Yeah. Absolutely. So we'll keep growing together. Okay, so this is a different version. Okay, census.gov. You can look at so many things at census.gov. It is amazing, the demographics, the breakdown of people, everything. So, right, you could create a bucket and contextually. The reason he's saying contextually is that's the CRM that Tom Ferry offers for free. So basically, create a list in whatever CRM you're using and just use that, and then deliver content to them. Congratulations on if you bought a home. Congratulations on your whatever it might be. There are so many things that you can do, but if you haven't checked out census.gov, there are so many stats and different things that you can break down. Younger families, older families, people, it's amazing where if you're trying to either target an area and trying to really hit them right where they need to be, it's a great source, okay? I know there was more about this that he was mentioning, but that's all I can remember off the top of my head. Okay. What have we established about Phoenicians, Maricopa County people?
They sell within 5 years.
Yep, between 4 and 5 years, average, right? So, past clients, 2 to the last 5 years. Okay, wonderful. You can do that if you've been in business 2 to 5 years. For new people, though, it doesn't just have to be past clients. We know that what? How many percent of agents don't follow up with their past clients?
80% of it.
Yeah. Over 80% of people said, I would have worked with my realtor from last time, but they didn't follow up with me. Over 80% of people say that. I would have reused my agent, but he didn't follow up. He or she never followed up afterward. Yeah. Okay. So, that being said, 4 out of 5, even if it wasn't your sale, are probably still available because their agent's not following up with them. So, that tax records, Monsoon, you can pull that up, and you can actually break that down. People who bought a home 4 years ago or prior, right? You could actually look that up. You got places like Cole Realty. You got a bunch of other places that can then reverse it and get you their email, phone number, and everything, and look it up, right? And then look at what they're saying. Prepare CMA. Showing value. How much does it cost for us to do a CMA? Nothing. How long does it take, really? It can take a little bit, depending on the property. But 5-10 minutes, whatever. Okay, put a sticky note on it. Referred to before. Yeah. Hey, call me about your home. You could actually put a couple different notes on a sticky note, but that shows that personal touch. Then you follow up, and then slide broadcast. That's the one that I'm sure you guys have all received them, whether you knew it was slide broadcast or not. Have you ever thought you missed a call because you had a voicemail, but your phone never rang?
Yeah.
That was probably a slide broadcast.
Yeah. I get
Okay.
that quite a bit, actually.
They're very...
It's by Amazon, trying to get, a job.
Okay. Yeah.
Employees. I'd never hear the phone ring, but I'll receive a voicemail just randomly.
That's that. That's slide broadcast. Yep.
Okay.
And it's very affordable, and it's a great way to get out to people. More and more people are using it, and more people know about it, and more people get frustrated by it.
Yeah.
So I did it, and I already canceled it.
Okay.
But it's still very effective. I can't argue with that. My personal opinion, notwithstanding. Okay? But huge. Okay. Let's keep going. See how many we could bust through in the next little bit. All right, here's the next one. All right. You'll find these post-it note things are very, very convenient. Right? And this is the one you can attach to the one prior. Hey, so-and-so, right? Via Monsoon, we know who lives there. So-and-so, you've done well. Curious, have you had any thoughts? In Monsoon, what do we know? What they paid for it? And then we could do the CMA to find out what's worth. It's all right there. Quick and easy. Pretty neat, huh? Yeah. All right. Oh, this is my favorite. Okay. I really hope somebody here is going to do this, and I'm starting to tackle this one myself, right? Okay. How many people do you think in Maricopa County are investors that own more than one property?
At least...
There's a lot.
I was going to say at least above 50%.
There's a lot, yeah, absolutely, right? So this is a target to them. Go on Monsoon, pull up properties that are people that own more than one property. That's one of those searches we can do. Who owns more than one? All right, and then show them value. Look at this. Hey, Phil, I noticed you own several properties here in Glendale. Congratulations. I work with several families and investors helping them with property acquisitions and trades. I'm sure you receive hundreds of these a month. To show you I'm serious about creating value for my clients, I've included a CMA for each of your current property's values. Okay? Include the CMA for all their properties. Take a peek. If there's a property that's under delivering, perhaps we can discuss alternatives. I'll follow up with a call in a few days. I look forward to connecting with you soon. Number one, you're showing value. Number two, here at Breakthrough Real Estate and Property Management, what do we offer? Property management. Number two, what do we pride ourselves on now? Getting properties performing. You know, we've turned that corner, and now as of recently, you're going to see the service level in management is a heck of a lot higher. We've implemented great systems, applications, online, everything. I mean, it's a heck of a lot better. Let's just say that, right? And we will thrill our new owners. Okay? So that being said, agents get paid residual income. The owners can find potentially a property management company that help them better than where they may be. They may not have a management company. At the same time, you are staying in front of them. Investors, we know, buy almost 4 times the amount of homes as an average person, quote unquote. I mean, tell me what's not to be. Wow, this is incredible. One client, yeah, perfect timing. The market's just, we think it's peaked out. We want to liquidate. Okay, I'll sell all 12 of your homes. How amazing. So, thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I like this one. This one, I always kind of wanted to do that, you know, work with the investors and do, you know, go out and help people. Because what I've always wanted to do is go out and like help find people that are in a distressed home, help them get out of their distressed home while getting them, you know, a sum of money so they can get into a better home, while helping an investor get a fixer-upper, help him fix that up, get a better profit off it and sell it.
It can be a win-win for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when you find somebody who needs to sell.
Yeah. And people that
it can be a win-win.
And are most of the time willing to sell as long as they have an offer that lights their eyes up.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Perfect. Call until you get through. Kia is there. I'll follow up with the call in a few days. Make sure you call. And then call. And then call. All right, so the next one, celebrity influencer endorsements. Okay, this one's pretty self-explanatory, but it's not everybody you think it would be. It doesn't have to be Luis Gonzalez or somebody who plays for the Sons of the Cardinals. It can be your local principal. It can be your local pastor. It can be your local whoever it might be. Is there a restaurant you frequent that you just love? Is there somebody you know that's just very, very good at what they do? Is there a teacher that made a huge impact? There's a lot of things that you can use, right? And this can segue into a lot of different short videos, weekly or monthly. You know, this week we're talking to so-and-so. This week we're talking to so-and-so. And just staying out there. And by you utilizing them, you have all their contacts. You have everybody that they know and influence. So you're actually partnering up. And not everybody costs money, you know? All right. Okay. Okay, here we go. This is the radio ad. This was kind of neat. There's a lot of people. Okay, with the transition to online, TV and radio prices have actually come down, right? And so right now is one of the most affordable times to ever get back into those fields, right? So this is Tom Ferry's little radio ad. And notice how quick it is, okay? And that's the key. It's quick. And just 1 or 2 placements in the right spots weekly, you're great. So selling your home in 2018, looking for the highest sales price and fast, efficient service, contact Tom Ferry with Banana Real Estate at 949-412-5000. That's Tom Ferry at 949-412-5000. With over 60 5-star reviews, sell your home with Tom Ferry at 949-412-5000. What? 15 seconds, 20 seconds, right there. Right? So, and you could put this all over stuff. You could actually have it playing over your website. You could have this all over. Right? This can even be your ad pop up in front of a camera. Hey, selling your home in 2018, looking for the highest price sales, fast, efficient service, contact me. You know, quick and easy. Scripts don't have to be what we think they are. Look at that. He repeated himself 1, 2, 3 times. And when somebody else says it and does it, it's like, wow, that was brilliant. knowing us, would we have put our phone number in there 3 times in a matter of 15 seconds? Probably not. All right. FSBOs. Any place where you might see a FSBO website, anything like that. Those are our prime candidates. Those are people who are trained to sell their home, but may or may not want an agent. So any website that you could find where people are trying to sell them themselves. Some of us have gone through the breakthrough by design. It's the 9 or 10 week session that Tom Ferry does, and in that program he talks about the Yikes campaign. And Yikes campaigns work in so many different capacities. Okay, now there's a couple things I want to make sure we point out about this particular ad. Okay, what's missing? Not missing, but notice what's not on there at all.
Phone number?
There probably is over here on the right-hand side, but more not like what's missing as far as if it's wrong. It's just notice what we agents will almost always do, but what's not here.
Not putting the logo?
You would definitely need to put the logo and everything like that. That's mandatory, so that's kind of over here on the right-hand side. Is there a home on there?
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe not having.
Is there a picture of an agent on there? Is there any real estate on there whatsoever? No, right? But that is a wonderful picture that gets attention, right? Get creative. It doesn't have to be you. It doesn't have to be a picture of a home. It doesn't have to be a picture of it. I mean, that baby's like, yikes, and I love the verbiage, is your home worth more than you think? Talk about a yikes perspective that not many homeowners are thinking about. Is it worth more than we think? Oh, crap. You know, like, wow. So, and then just simple website right there. And then they have their little spiel over here on the right-hand side. So, the Yikes campaign, very effective, right? Yikes. I have a buyer who needs a home in this neighborhood, and there are no homes for sale. Yikes. There are so many great Yikes campaigns you can do. There you go, the video script for Yikes. Thinking of selling your home? I'm Tom Ferry. My team and I are working with 22 qualified buyers, several looking to buy in your area. This is your opportunity to sell your home for top dollar without the hassles. Click the link below or call me today. You go in there right now and do that in a minute. And then we can put an awesome picture behind you and you're done. Seriously, don't be afraid of video. Video's taking over everything. Do you know that more people use YouTube than all other cable companies combined?
Yeah.
That's what Tom said, I think, yesterday.
So YouTube has created a live TV cable subscription.
Yep. What you want when you want. It's true on demand.
Yeah.
All right, run YouTube ads. There you go. And this is the other part, right? Retargeting, remarketing, whatever you want to call it. These are the ads that follow you around, right? And they know what you're using. So they actually do that. Who recently searched for homes on Google, that is an option. And you will only show up to those people. Okay? The targeting available today is huge. But that is something that those are businesses that specialize in doing that. Mm-hmm. If you're tech savvy, great. That's why we hired Aftershock to do ours, because that's what they do. Right? So if you want, we have several companies, there are people that do that, but if you're not utilizing the retargeting to follow people around, so from YouTube to Facebook to here, you should be following them. And then beyond that, really staying in front of them to target market, right? That's one of the benefits of Facebook, is that you get to picture people that make approximately this much money, that have this, that live in this area, that have this kind of business, blah blah blah. You know, you could really target your market and max it out. And these are the people. So they were looking for homes on Google. Well, let's see. You can take that to looking for homes